AVC, it's TC. Don't mind the fan on in the background. This is a little different for me because I'm coming to the vinyl community with a request for some assistance. I need some knowledge. I need some instruction. And as a longtime record collector, it's hard for me to actually come out and say this. I've been lurking, like I said, around the vinyl community for a couple of months now. I just started doing videos about a month ago. And I've seen so many great channels out there and people that really have this thing about this little band from Liverpool called the Beatles. I was born in 1963, right around the same time the Beatles were first taking off. So I didn't really become musically in my own awareness. I didn't find my own musical awareness until the mid to late 70s when I entered my preteens, teens, and high school years. I lived in a place, a small town in Washington, where everybody was into Kiss, heavy metal, and I was listening to Barry Manilow, ABBA, disco, and teen idols. I never really got into the Beatles. I like their music. I remember I have memories of my mom and I in the car hearing Strawberry Fields Forever and Penny Lane on the radio all the time. I have 3 Beatles albums in my collection. Truthfully, they're all pretty poor shape. They were all hand-me-downs. And 2 of them don't even have covers. At least Help has a cover. It's the American edition. But the other 2 are Magical Mystery Tour and Abbey Road don't even have covers, and they're in pretty bad shape. And I'm watching all these great channels, none the least of which is my buddy Rachel the Music Man, but also quite a few others, who are huge Beatles fans. And I'm thinking to myself, as a music fan, a long-time music fan, why don't I feel that same reverence that everybody else feels? So that is why I called this video To Beatle or Not to Beatle. As I said, it's not that I don't like their songs. There are a few songs I find wicked annoying. Like, I'd still like to know why Hey Jude is 3 minutes of song and 5 minutes of na 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 at the end. Just one of those things, I guess. So I spent the past couple of days going through everything I could find on Wikipedia about the Beatles. The full write-up they have, the full discography write-up, each individual album, all 4 members. I mean, as I said, I grew up musically in the 70s, so Paul McCartney is a big part of my 70s education. I've got quite a few Wings singles in my collection. I have a few by Ringo, a few by George, a few by John. I've always been more of a Paul and Ringo fan than a George and John fan as solo artists. I'm feeling like I'm missing something. So, this is what I would like to do. I would like to ask you, my friends and hopefully new friends in the VC, to be my Beatles University. Help school me on this spectacular band that everybody considers the greatest rock band of all time. I know a little bit. I know enough to get by, but I don't know everything. That I miss that. I see people talking about the nuances of songs and the vibes of songs, and it bothers me that I don't get that. Now I can find that with other things I like. ABBA, Barry Manilow, Donna Summer, Menudo, Hanson, Captain and Tennille. I can find stuff like that there, but never with the Beatles. So I'm asking my friends in the VC to become my Beatles University. I have a few questions, and I'm hoping that you'll answer them either in the comments below, or you can email me. My email is tc@pnrnetworks.com, and I'll have it on the screen there, and probably not in the notes, but on the screen. So basically, I'm wanting to know this. First off, is there a set of Beatles music, CD, vinyl, MP3, that can really immerse me in everything that they're about? I've gone on Amazon and I've seen all these different collections. I mean, I've seen the recent releases of the albums with like each individual album having 5 CDs and a DVD, and I'm like, how do you get this out of 14 songs? It's crazy to me to have that much. Is there a collection I can go to that will give me an overview? Number 2, should I stick with mono or should I go stereo? Or should it be divided where just mono on the early stuff and stereo on Abbey Road, and let it be, because I know those 2 albums were stereo only originally. I'm not sure which way to go. I grew up in the stereo era. I don't really have that much mono. So I don't know the nuances. I'm not an audiophile. I just love music. So it's hard to tell. Secondly, is there a book or books out there, hopefully available on Kindle, since that's what I use most of all, that I can use to get the behind-the-scenes stuff in a more detailed area than what Wikipedia has? I know when they started having problems. I know what was bothering them as they got older and started to grow as musicians. I'm looking for a really good, intelligent, immersive history that can help me understand everybody's love for this band. Because, I mean, like I said, I like them. I'm just not a fanatic. And I'm, being the kind of person that I am, I'm kind of wondering why. Because normally I would when I get into a band, I get into a band. So this is your chance to convert me into a Beatles maniac here. Third, what should I look for with the solo material after Beatles? I don't know why I've never particularly cared for John as a solo artist. I didn't really like a lot of his stuff until the Double Fantasy album came out just weeks before his murder. I love that album. Well, I love John's part of that album. The less I have to listen to Yoko, the better, in all honesty. I have a George Harrison album or 2 that were, again, handoffs to me. They're actually in pretty good shape. I've never really listened to them. Ringo I've always liked. Singles of his, I mean, I grew up, You're 16 was on the radio all the time, and Photograph and Back Off Boogaloo. I do have a song I like particularly by him, which wasn't that big of a hit in America, called Rack My Brain, from his Boardwalk Records days, that I love. And Paul, everybody, you know, in the 70s grew up with Wings. Listen to What the Man Said, Silly Love Songs, some of my favorite stuff by them. I'm looking for an all-around education, and I know there's people out there that have it and have different things that they can offer me. So if you can point me in the way where, you know, what kind of sets I should be looking for, where to, you know, hopefully, I know most of them are pretty expensive, but it shouldn't be a problem if I pace myself. I'm expecting to take probably a year or so learning all this stuff. I really want to be a part of that Beatles universe, and I feel like I'm on the outside. And like I said, it's not like I don't like their music. In fact, I'm quite fond of several remakes of their things. Elton John's version of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds is one of my all-time favorite songs. But I do feel like I don't really know them, and that's what I'm looking to you, the vinyl community, to help me discover. Drop me some ideas in the comments or by email on, you know, what's really important, what is definitely necessary, beyond the, is there a particular order? Should I listen to them in order? Should I listen to them out of order? Are there particular songs I should pay attention to first? I am not unfamiliar with the music. I gotta admit, any self-respecting Beatles fan that actually likes the movie Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, I would love you to step up and admit it, because that movie is terrible. The music, the songs, they're fine, of course. The remakes of them even are halfway decent in that movie. But I much rather enjoyed Julie Taymor's Across the Universe, which I thought was really well put together and very immersive. Again, though, more as the story, not in the actual music of the Beatles. So, let me know what you have to offer me as far as knowledge and enlightenment. I need someone to be my guiding here. I need someone's, actually, to be my guiding light as I educate myself and bring myself up to speed and wonder, hopefully, maybe try to get to that level of Beatles love that everybody in the vinyl community seems to have. I know it sounds kind of bizarre, but I'm out here and I'm admitting it for everyone. I'm a Beatles noob, basically. And when people who are like out there that are like, in their teens or early 20s and they know more about the Beatles than I do, it scares me. I'm pushing 60 here. So, be my guiding light. Shoot me some light rays as to what I can do, how I should go about this to become a person who will find that same joy that everyone talks about, that same joy I hear in the voices of the people in the vinyl community when they bring up the Beatles. I want to feel that. I want to be able to match that. And while I can, with the acts that I love, I've talked about Hanson and Def Leppard, Carpenters, I can talk about them with the same reverence that many people talk about the Beatles with. But I still feel like I'm missing out. So, whatever suggestions you have, whatever wisdom you have to offer me, I will gladly accept. Leave me comments, email me at tc@pnr, letter P, letter N, letter R, networks.com. And let's help me get TC's Beatles University off the ground so I can find that same joy everyone else has. Thanks for listening. I hope you'll participate and help me out, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.